Lastly, we'll dive into the timeline and the cost. So what does a typical project look like for you? So a solutions blueprint timeline is that first and foremost, we are aligning strategically with your needs and your specific outcomes across the board. Every single project is a little bit different because we meet you where you are. We do this as a full-time job, so we can generally move relatively quickly. Or if you have availability on your end that is more spaced out, we can slow things down and meet you where you are. Generally, this runs between 4 to 8 weeks. We would be going from the kickoff of the blueprint all the way to the findings review, which really finishes the blueprint and presents you with all those deliverables and answers those final questions. If you want to pause the video here and be able to dive into when some of these different segments happen throughout the course of the blueprint, we recommend you do so. In the meantime, I'll go on to discuss cost. So we have a couple levels of solution blueprint, one of which is purely a system audit. This isn't actually even a blueprint. It's just a light auditing of a current system, understanding its current capabilities, and making some high-level technical recommendations on whether or not to have a re-implementation or a migration plan. And then with a standard blueprint, we go into more detail. So we have those subject matter expert interviews, we do a more detailed requirements review, and we make an architectural and technology recommendation in addition to highlighting some process and additional fields there. And then we have advanced blueprints, which are just what you'd get out of a solutions blueprint, but it's even more depth. And we would be going through more technology, working with more subject matter expert interviews, and a more deep proof of concept. So those are some of our different buckets. And as you can see here, and feel free to pause, the range would go all the way from systems audit, might range from $9,000 all the way to $15,000 to $20,000. A standard blueprint would start around $15,000 and typically range all the way to $30,000 or so. And then a more advanced blueprint could range from $25,000 all the way to $70,000 or more, depending on your specific needs. And we'll meet you and work with you where you are. We do have a separate segment altogether on the different variables that impact cost. Feel free to check that out if you have additional questions. Last but certainly not least, we love to end on the note that all of this is in the name of trying to help you enable your growth. So we love recommending solutions blueprints because we are able to help clients enable their growth and find technologies that work best with them, find processes that work best for them, and identify people and process recommendations along the way. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to us. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today.